What is going on, everybody? It is your check-in for Apple TV Smoke, episode 6. And I got a hot take. I think Jurnee Smollett, I love the actress, love the character, but I feel like she's playing a side character in her own show. I initially was interested because of her, but the other characters, I feel like they're outshining her. I just do. Episode 6, if Freddy was the man, I'm trying to see what David's up to in this episode. I'm not like, Michelle's parts are okay. She did her thing at the end, towards the end. I was feeling her pain when she found out her mother was coming back. I get maybe that's gonna be next episode. We shall see. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit as we get towards the end of the review here. But yeah, we got that's one of the major things leading into next episode. And if I could just pull up right there where she was just banging on that door. I felt your pain, baby. I felt your pain. What's so hard to understand that I don't want to see my mama. Why do you keep forcing this? I'm getting tired of the brother. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But other than that, I was mainly into, Freddy's storyline, and of course David, and it kind of converged at the same time. It's like David's like, he's found his white whale, so to speak, but at the same time, it's like, the Step Brothers movie where he says the line, is it? Are we brothers? Something like, I can't remember the freaking line. I should have prepared that. But that's the first thing I thought of. It's like they're Step Brothers or something like that. I can see them with his hands on his shoulder with the photograph. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about, I hope. But yeah, I don't know if are they gonna be committing arsons together? Maybe we shall see. I don't know. David kind of had that look in his eye like he found his best friend, his long lost brother or something like that. But I guess he's gonna be turning them in the next episode, and now that they've connected the dots, and Harvey was in denial this episode as well, but he was having a hard time gripping the facts that David was setting these fires. But even though, okay, they still don't have any strong evidence, old buddy just knows because of the story, that Dave is telling on himself once again. So we're gonna get into that. I'm going a little too far here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to do this recap style today because I got to get up out of here, so I'm not going to have time to do like post-producing and all that stuff. My system is a little frozen here. Let's see. Okay, now we back. Let's get into it. All right, let me get my pictures together. Look at you. Fuck off. David started the episode on 10 already, and he wakes up, of course, after the car crash. And was it Allison? Ashley. Her name is Ashley. Her name's Ashley, of course, and it's pretty much over, it seems. And she said she didn't want to go through a divorce again. So, sorry. And he proceeds to tell her, fuck off. And then after this, it does this a couple times on the episode where he has this fantasy playing out in his head, but he's not doing it in real life. He's like, man, I got an arsonist to catch. So he's having his own movie in his head or whatnot. So that was a funny scene. And I think he does it again when he goes to get the evidence from the guy. And he plants his face down on the counter and tells him to give him the evidence. But, he had to bribe him to get the evidence from the last arson scene that, Freddy was a part of. Let's see what else we got here. I just love whenever they do these shots of Freddy with the embers behind him. Um, and he wasn't saying where he was. He was calling Lee at this point. He's like, "Where you at? I'm here. I'm here." I love his very low voice, and he upped it a little bit this episode at points. Um, it depends. Oh, what? So I'm going a little too far here, but we gonna get to that. All right. So let's see here. Then we get the scene right here where we get Espacito is back, and I thought he was gonna stay away at least for one episode. He came right back, and so him and old girl here. See, I can't even remember her name because she's a side character. Him and Michelle are pretty much trying to break it to Harvey. It's almost like an intervention. Like, your buddy is an arsonist and he don't want to believe it. All right. And okay, I mentioned this part earlier. Like I said, I'm skipping all over the place. Murder doesn't have a jurisdiction. It's just murder. Of course, this didn't happen for real. They ended up paying the guy to get the evidence, and he's on the trail to find, Freddy. We get a call. He gets a call. Well, he calls Harvey, and Harvey has to, play it cool because at this point, Harvey, some more investigators or whatever, and Espacito, Michelle, all of them, they clicked up in a secret room where they can plot to take down David or whatnot. So David makes the call. Harvey answers the phone. He has to play cool, and then Espacito, his freaking phone goes off with that ringtone that everybody has. So anyway, that goes off and it raises his suspicion. So at this point, I'm like, I don't know, he's crazy, but he's a smart guy. So at this point, is he on to them? Does he feel like they're on to him? I kind of feel like he does, but I don't know. I guess they played it all right. Michelle comes in and she pretends like it's her coming into the office when old buddy's phone goes off. So Esposito, you almost messed this up, man. Let's see here. We get some shots here of Freddy at the amusement park or whatever that he's only been to once. Great shots, of course. Great shots. And I want to go to this part right here. This man had all this money and living in that bum ass apartment. What? And we saw what was on his hidden in his browser history. When David was looking through it. So I don't know. Maybe he was tricking off. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where he got all this money from. Okay, and he was complaining to Brenda a little later in the episode about them giving him $200. you got more than $200 here, sir. What is going on? I need to know where this money came from. But anyway, he throws this along with his birth certificate, ID. It looked like it was some handbooks from Coops. That was his whole life right there, and so it looked like he was going to be going on a self-elimination mission here, as you can tell. But either that, he was about to run off. It was either one of the two. So yeah, that caught my attention definitely. I'm like, why is he? Why he got all this money? So after that, we go to Coops, the headquarters. David is investigating basically why he would want to burn down the manager's house or whatever. And of course, he finds out about the interview that he got rejected. So we putting 2 and 2 together, right? I just thought that was funny right here because the lady said, "Why we want him to be the face of Coops or whatever." He said, "What about your face?" Something like that, with that smile. Now this scene right here, man, I had to get the video for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video real quick, and I'll be right back with y'all. Just the guy that plays Freddy, because I can't pronounce his name. I just think it's stellar, or AKA Rodney from The Shot.
What's the kind of culture that they fucking engender there?
You should kill him.
Right? Push him in hot grease, run him over, drop a...
Just go to his house.
Sure.
Burn it while he sleeps.
Hardcore.
24, rain and falls lane.
What's that, man?
Where it is.
24, rain and falls lane. That is a creepy little accent he speaks in, or cadence, or whatever we want to call it. But yeah, so going back here, let's see, get back to my pictures. Of course, Lee finds out that old buddy here is about that life, and he brings up the manager situation. So I'm pretty sure he's putting 2 to 2 together. And he already saw that demon a little bit around episode 1 or 2 when he pressed him up against the wall or whatever, when he was scraping the flat iron. So yeah, Lee is finding out real quick. I'd rather just go ahead and stay on that. I didn't get my pictures in order here, so let me go back to this. Oh, what? It was like the only few times that he has raised his voice. So yeah, he was asking him about the mousetrap, whole mousetrap analogy or whatnot, and I'm thinking, is he about to get Lee up out of here? What's going on? And then he started telling him to give him his keys, give him his phone. I'm thinking he's about to do him in, right? Then he starts telling them directions and stuff like that. Get off on the bus stop, this, that, and the third. So I was trying to, was he giving them time or was he giving him directions? I thought he was giving them directions to, was it Deb's house or whatever, to get him up out of here. So what? I don't know. Lee might do something. I don't know. Lee was running scared. So I think he just got away. I don't think he's gonna take Freddy's advice and burn down Deb's house, but you never know. You never know. But we shall see. And this was creepy right here. He kept looking back, and then he got up out of there. Boy was looking like Michael Myers behind him. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it on the Freddy and old buddy right here, Lee. So let's go back here. And this is when Harvey finally realizes that his buddy is an arsonist. When they heard the part of the where he says Stapaccio, they would have known about Stapaccio. I'm like, you telling on yourself. Stop it. And yeah, and he was there. That's the only way he could have known that, right? So a little bit later here, he's having a hard time accepting the facts. Old times. But at this part, I thought, because it showed David pulling up to somebody's house. I couldn't tell though. I thought he was pulling up to his house. Thought Dave was about to get Harvey up out of here, but it was just his daughter. And so yeah, he's having a hard time getting over the fact that Dave is an arsonist. All right. And then on the other note here, going back to David, Mr. Fasano was the bullet. And so he goes back to find out about his history. We see that he was raised in a foster home. That was, I'm a little bit confused about the foster situation. I'm gonna talk about that in just a minute. But after this, he pulls up to Freddy's home, And I thought it was interesting that he's limping now, because you remember in one of the prior episodes, they were saying that the guy that was burning down the stores walked with a limp. And so now he's walking with a limp, right? See, this is why I hate doing pictures and talking at the same time. I like the format I did actually last week, but I don't have time to do it today. So we're back here. He's at Freddy's home. He's been through his browser history. I don't know. I think he liked what he saw. You know, I could see him and Freddy hanging out. But yeah, he finds the jugs, and then after this, we get the scene between Michelle and her brother. I kind of talked about this already at the beginning of the review, so I don't think I need to reiterate it. Brother's sitting here happy as hell, and she's mad as hell. So we're going to see more of the mother next episode. Hopefully, we need to see what the whole story behind her and her mother, and what's the hatred there. But I did like the acting in this scene right here. Final scene. Loved it. So at this point, I'm thinking Brenda / Mrs. Yolanda. I'm thinking she's just coming up to Coops and, I don't know, like low-key flirting. I don't know. I thought just being friendly to Freddy, right? I had no idea she knew him personally. That's what this made it seem like, because was she the foster mother? They look the same age. I'm a little confused. So that's what I got from this scene right here, you know. And he's pouring the jug of grease, gasoline. I don't know what that is. Love the acting here right here. They sent me $200 and that was it. Something like that. I can't remember the exact lies, but I was enjoying the acting here. Then he's finna get ready to burn the whole house down. I don't want to die, Freddy. Then what did he say? How we gonna get to heaven? Then after this, old buddy comes to the rescue. He points the gun, drops the clip, throws the gun to Freddy. The scene was kind of, I want to say unbelievable, but it was just kind of extra. But he was doing a lot. He dropped the clip, threw the gun, made Freddy duck. Then a fire extinguisher just happened to be in the house. Now, I live in an apartment, so it's standard to have an extinguisher. I understand that, but a good amount of people just don't walk around in their house with a fire extinguisher. They don't. But if it just happened to be there, thank goodness, right? And so after this, he puts Freddy's about to be a big fire out. Then he hits her with the "you okay, you safe," with the cheese at the end. Love the ending. Got two of the favorite characters I come for, David and Freddy. Michelle, you're gonna have to pick it up. You gotta pick it up. I feel like you're a side character. Love Jurnee. She's great to look at. I ain't gonna lie. She's great to look at, but I come for Freddy and David. That's who I come for. What is Freddy and David going to do in this episode? Somebody tell me I'm wrong. But all right, guys, that's going to be it for your review for Smoke episode 6. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below. Am I wrong on Michelle? Does she feel like a side character? Y'all, that's what it feels like to me. Or maybe Freddy and Dave are just better antagonists than she is a protagonist. Is she a protagonist? She kind of in the middle. But anyway, guys, y'all let me know down below. Like I said, enjoying the series. It's definitely heating up at this point. Yeah, I want to see how this plays out. Make sure y'all definitely hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts down on the episode. And I'm going to see you guys for episode 7. And that's going to be it for today. Peace out, guys.